Last time, we managed to get the old battery pack out of the car and got the new one into the car. Now that it's running well, we need to get the 48 battery cells out of the old pack. We start with these 24 10mm screws on the outside. And then we come to these 6 in the center. Notice how these torque screws in the retainer have small holes in the center? These are an anti-tampering measure, meaning you need to go out of your way to buy these T30 heads with a hole cut out from the center. This is an infamous design issue that was later removed for future batteries, and for good reason. Time makes their function pointless, and they become anti-useful. Despite pre-spraying with WD-40, the first one snapped, while the next 2 I got ended up stripping the screw head. I then tried to drill the bottom right screw and widen the head to a T35. That didn't work either. Neither did using a screw extractor. I spent a very long time on this problem before finally deciding to pull out the Dremel. Maybe I could erode away the center to create a cross or a line for the Phillips screwdriver to fit in. Oh, the head came off entirely. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay. Got that gunk off. Wow. Okay, that's the washer. WD-40. At this time, it was still not clear if the screw on the inside was still holding down the upper case, so I tried to use the screw extractor on what remained for a little while, before moving on to the other 5. Okay, maybe the screwdriver can turn this. Guess not. Let's keep cutting the other screws in the meantime. Well. That's the second one. Another disc change. Oh my god, it's bending the screwdriver. Nope. Look at the huge difference in the disc sizes. Eventually, I started making some more progress. Out of all 6 screws, only one managed to come out without breaking. These 4 had heads that snapped off, whereas this screw here had only half of its head break off, meaning it was still holding down the lid after I had gotten the other 5 out relatively easily. I was going to call it there for the night when I had the idea to use the back of this hammer and stick it under the retainer here and pry it out, instead of going through the effort of cutting further down. I was not totally inclined to keep drilling downwards as I wasn't sure where the electricity began and where the metal stopped. To my great surprise, I heard a loud bang, and the strain finally blew the lid off. This entire ordeal is the main reason your disassembly could turn from a day to weeks or even months. Still, you can tell by my expression that I was really happy about this. Now comes the more tedious but comparatively easier task of disassembling the cells inside. It's about the same. The voltages seem normal. 179.4, 179.5. Add it together, yields basically 360 minus 0.6 minus 0.5, 358.9 roughly. Each section of the disassembly involved a ton of pins and clips that needed to be removed before getting each cell out. Make sure you keep track of everything when you're doing this, refer to the service manual for more explanations, and always treat everything as live. Anything that is orange is something that you have to be pretty careful about. If there are any steps that seem unclear, I highly recommend going frame by frame through this video. It was quite difficult to get the harness screws out, so I tried to see if I could remove the bus bar that covers the front left modules earlier to get the cells out. The answer was no, so that's why this part appears to be done earlier than expected, but is shown later in this video. Now I can get rid of these more easily. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. Remember to label your cells. I spent some time trying to use the crane to my advantage here. However, this ended up being much more trouble than it was worth because the hooks on the straps that I had were too big to lift the cells in the back. As a result, I had to bend the long screws that were chaining the cells in the back together. I also had to remove the cells one by one while they were in this awkward configuration. Were I to do this again, I would probably lift the entire case off the cart with the crane, emptying out everything else, and slowly tilting the case backward until the case was vertical so the cells wouldn't have to be lifted out, just unscrewed and slid out along the ground. After all these trials and tribulations, the cells are all finally out of their cases, and it's time to bring them home and test out all the voltages. You can see in this graph and more in the next video that these cells are not worthy of being recycled. They still have some kick left in them. Let's see what they have in store for us, shall we?